you guys. Good evening. I wanted to take a moment to answer some questions because I've been getting a lot of DM messages, and a lot of times I'll try my best to respond. If I don't respond, then one of my assistants responds, and they go back to back questions. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go live and answer these questions versus just trying to respond to all of the DMs, because it makes it a little bit easier. And I want you to know that I read your DMs, I see your messages. And so one of the first questions that was asked of me, and I get asked this question all the time, which is, Miko, how long have you been in real estate? I've been a real estate agent for 21 years, you guys, 21 years. It's amazing to me that I've actually done something quite this long, because any other time, what's up, Jerry Tran? I see you, darling. Any other time, whenever I've done worked in the past, I couldn't stay at the job for long periods of time, because I am a social butterfly. So real estate works for me because I get to talk to different people, things like that. So that was one of the questions people always ask me. And then they asked me, what was something that, what did they ask me? What's something you wish somebody had told you when you were a newer agent? I wish someone told me how much money it costs to start, because I didn't know that. I also wish that somebody would have told me that you need to have runway before getting into the business of real estate. And what that means is, we get into real estate thinking we see all these flashy people making all of this money, they have all this content, and we think, oh my God, they're doing amazing, and I'm going to go out there and make money too. That's what most people think. I didn't get in real estate that way. I got kind of a crash course because someone took advantage of me. And because they took advantage of me, I got my license because I got pissed off and I wanted to become a crusader for the people that didn't know what they didn't know. So long story short, we don't all get into this business for the same reason. I got into this to make sure that people like you that don't know anything about real estate, someone that knows the numbers and is going to go to bat for you. That's literally why I got into real estate, because I was upside down by $150,000. And it was the people out of Atlanta. And I'm so sorry if you're from Atlanta. I love everybody. I just won't do business out of Atlanta because I've gotten scammed out of there twice already. I will not do a third, so I'm good on Atlanta. But anyway, so that was one of the questions that was asked. Another question that was asked is, do you think it is a bad time to become a real estate agent? I think if you are coming into real estate because you want to, quote unquote, this people always say, I want to help people. There's a ton of ways to help people. I think if you're getting into real estate because you think, I want to make a lot of money because they look like they make a lot of money, I'll be honest with you. Most real estate agents, when they get into this business, or when they get into real estate in general, they don't make a lot of money. It is the ones that are constantly in the trenches, that are constantly on lives, constantly posting, constantly knocking doors, working. And you guys have to understand, when we work, what's up, Clara? What's up, Clarence? I see you. What people have to understand about real estate agents is we're on from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, and sometimes even longer than that, because clients will be texting you 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. So you have to be prepared that you're not getting into a business where it's flashy and it's fun and it's all these things. It's work behind the scenes, you guys. I promise you that. So that was some of the questions. And then another question someone asked was, what exactly is Partner Pro? I keep seeing you post about it. I love that you guys are seeing my posts. Thank you. Partner Pro is for the real estate agent that has a lot of business and they're trying to be too many things. They're trying to be a marketer. They're trying to write the offers. They're trying to do all of the things that you guys see me doing on a constant basis. That is Partner Pro is for the person that wants to scale their business, but they don't want to hire a whole entire team. They don't want to train anyone. Partner Pro is for that person that has great relationships with their clients. And not only do they have great relationships with their clients, but their clients don't want to leave them and they want to continue to work with them. This app gives you the opportunity to service your clients no matter where they go, as long as you're licensed in that state. So what does that mean? I'm licensed in California. I'm licensed in Dallas. I'm physically in Dallas, but I can serve my clients all the way down in California because they can use my app. I can serve a client that is living in Dallas and now deciding to relocate to Houston because they can now use my app. They can search the properties. Not only can they search, they can use Sage AI, which I love that, you guys, because so many of you guys are trying to figure out, as real estate agents, how do I get AI inside my app? Well, we solved that for you. Your CRM, you have your Sage, which knows the entire market, so you don't have to worry about, well, I don't know the market over there in Houston, or I don't know the market over there in San Antonio or Austin. You don't have to. Sage knows everything for you guys. So I absolutely love that. So the app is for anyone that wants to scale their business without hiring a huge team to be a part of the process. Okay. What's up, Eddie? What's up, love? I see you, darling. Should buyers wait for interest rates to come down? You know, I get this question more times than not. Let me tell you something. I've been waiting for this market. Why? Because I'm a girl's girl. I'm a buyer's agent. That's where I thrive. And when we were in a seller's market just a couple of years ago, the sellers, I'm telling you, the builders were locking their doors and wouldn't answer their phones, wouldn't open up the doors because they had too much business. And I kept saying, and I would tell people, the builders, sales reps, I'd always tell them, you can go ahead and lock your doors now, but you're going to need us. You're going to need us. Now, do you know how many emails, text messages, all that I get with a sales rep asking, hey, do you have anybody for our community? I was like, you ain't locking your doors now, huh? So this is a fantastic time to buy, because you know why? When you're a buyer, you're in control right now. So you can ask for things that you're not going to get inside of a seller's market. All right. And then not only that, you get the opportunity, you guys, to have them give you cash and buy your interest rate down. And when the rates come down, you get to refinance anyway. And people are now buying at a higher price because now the rates are down. Everybody wants to come into the market, but you've already bought. And so you get the benefit of the both worlds. So that is my suggestion. Don't wait for the interest rates to come down. Think forward in terms of being like an investor would think. What's his name? Berkshire Hathaway. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Everybody knows him. But anyway, the stock guy, he doesn't come in the market when everybody's flooding the market. He waits for everybody to go out, and then he buys up stuff, and then we come now and behind him and we start buying it. Okay. So I want to make sure that you understand that. What's up, Mr. Steven? I see you. What's up, Photography 123? I see you. 126. Let's see here. So the question is, I hate writing offers. Can I literally send you what my client wants and have somebody do it for me? Absolutely. You sure can. So this is the one thing I absolutely remember standing at the doors, you guys, with my clients. We'd be walking out. I knew that I had to go home and cook. I had an offer to write and somebody calling in. And I would think to myself, good God, if I just had somebody to help me write these offers, it would be so much easier for me. So that absolutely is in the app. You can actually have someone write the offer for you. You just put it in there. Got to make it back out there for your session. Absolutely. Absolutely. So anyway, so Partner Pro, we will write the offers for you. We will open the doors, show the property for you. You have an AI agent inside the app that knows the market, so you don't have to worry about not knowing the market, right? So I'm just excited, you guys. So yes, you are seeing the post about it, but you can absolutely scale your business and no longer have to refer the clients that you've been building relationships with forever. So what were some of the other questions that people had for me? The question was, what was the moment when I realized Partner Pro needed to exist? And I think I talked about that. I touched on it a little bit. I realized that Partner Pro needed to exist when the day that I was sitting down, I was going through divorce at the time, and I had a pile of bills that I needed to pay. A client contacted me and they wanted to see if I had someone that I could refer them to, because they were leaving California at the time and they were moving to McKinney, Texas. Lo and behold, I come to Texas. And I remember thinking, God, I really need that deal. I don't really want to refer it out, but I had to refer it out. And so I ended up getting a 20% referral fee. And I think the house that they bought at the time was $500,000. So imagine it would have been a $15,000 check that could help me pay my bills at that time versus the fact that I ended up with $3,000. So Partner Pro had to come into existence because it allows us to now continue to service that client beyond just that moment of them living in our area or in our zip code. We can now sell the state, not just the zip code, right? So anyway, so let's see some of the other questions you guys have for me. If you have questions, put it down in the comments. You know I'm going to respond to it. Oh, I love this question. What is the most expensive house that I've ever sold? Ooh, that's a good one. I think it was 3.7 million was the most expensive house that I ever sold. And it was probably the highest commission I'd ever received. But you want to know what's funny? Although I sold that house for 3.7 million, I get my biggest pour into my soul when I'm servicing my clients that are in the 500s, 700s, the 300s, because they appreciate me in a way that my $1 million clients don't, right? And so I go to bat for all of you the same way, but it's just something about the underdog that always sits well with me. So anyway, so hopefully that answers your question. 3.7 million was the most expensive house I've ever sold. Do you prefer working with buyers or sellers? I'm definitely a buyer's girl. I do love working with my sellers too because I get to stage houses. I get to do a lot of things. But when I work with my buyers, I think it may be because that's how I started. I was a buyer myself and someone took advantage of me. And so I got in this business because I wanted to advocate for you. And so I think that's why I'm more of a buyer's agent first than anything. So anyway, so I already answered that question. They asked me, would I rather sell a 10 million or 10 $500,000 houses or one 5 million? Now, from a dollar standpoint, it's always great to work with just, if I can sell one $5 million house, you have the commission of 10, 500. But it's the $500,000 client that I love working with more than the more expensive ones. I like working with everybody though. Okay. I do not discriminate on price. Do I ever look at houses when I'm off of work? Are you completely over houses by then? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do I look at I look at real estate regardless, but I don't intentionally go into houses anymore like I used to, especially if I'm out of the country, I want to. If I am in another area, more out of the country type stuff, I will. But if I'm in state, then probably not. I probably have just moved on from it already. And that's only because I've been doing this for 21 years. And I have only seen a few houses that have looked with a wow factor that made me want to continue like looking at other things. What's up, Christy? I see you, darling. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to take a moment tonight and just answer some of the questions that I've been seeing in my DMs versus just responding. So if you have questions, put it down in the comments. I promise I'll respond to you guys as quickly as I can. Otherwise, I'm going to go in this kitchen and cook for this girl because your mama just got back from parent teacher conference. So I'll see you later. Good night.